1 year ago, I shared a video about the brutal truths of life over 60, and it went viral. It got over 250,000 views, and I got an awful lot of comments. I want to open up about some of the differences, what stayed the same, and what's changed significantly. And I also want to discuss some of the comments that I got in this video, because there were some doozies. My name is Eva, this is Real Life Over 60, and let's get started. In true Eva fashion, of course, I've taken notes, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you back to a year ago to the video. I'm going to show you clips of each point, and we're going to compare it now with how I feel now about living alone over 60. If I still feel the same, if my thoughts have changed significantly. All right, so anyway, so let's get right to it. So here's the first clip. One of the truths is that we don't really care what people think anymore about how we dress, the things we do. So one of the great things about life over 60 is that you stop caring. And I even care less today than I cared a year ago. I feel like I still had a little bit of a, hey, that hurt my feelings meter kind of still inside of me. And today, there is nothing you can say that's going to hurt my feeling. Like, I really don't care what you think, how you feel about me. And so this is kind of funny. I recently just uploaded a short. I'll post a link to that, and it's gone viral. So with that comes an awful lot of really nasty, really nasty comments. And I just laugh at them. Like a year ago, I would have, deleted them or hidden them. Would have offended me a little bit. Today, and I have a new kitten. Today, I just laugh at them and I just say, thank you, have a great day, whatever. So the comments are really nasty. But yeah, that whole give a shit meter, don't care. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about my tattoos. I'm covered in tattoos and I get a ton of comments about my tattoos. I don't care. This is my body. This is my life. These are my decisions. These are my life choices. And they have nothing to do with you. So number 2, that do have regrets in life. Many people do have regrets in life. And I get one, and I read all my comments. I reply to as many as I possibly can. I still get comments from women, mostly, we're so sensitive that so many regrets, and especially it's like things that weren't said, things that were said that were very hurtful, and you maybe never had a chance to apologize or take it back because maybe that person is dead. A lot of people live with regrets, and I can't say that I have any regrets in life. I mean, sure, I could rhyme off 100, but do I think about it and really mourn over it? Oh my God, no, I don't. Because I live for today. And for me, what's most important is everything today, not yesterday, not what I said, not what I did, not what I didn't do. I tend to not do that, and I still don't do that. Number 3 is that loneliness is a real thing. So number 3 was loneliness. I find myself a little bit more lonely now than I was a year ago. I will admit to that. I feel a lot like I really do wish I had somebody here, and not somebody here permanently, like to live with me or anything like that. Just, once a week, company for dinner, or somebody to send, cute little I love you texts. Yes, I'm a romantic and I love those things. But just, watching a movie for me, it's like coming home alone every day in, day out, going to bed alone. It's starting, I can't say that it's starting to really take its toll on me. I definitely have my moments where I do really feel lonely. And I have my moments where I'm absolutely quite content being alone, don't want anybody in my space. I have 2 cats, and that's plenty enough. Every now and again, yeah, I'm definitely still feeling lonely a year later, probably even maybe a little more so. Let's get to the fourth clip. We try to make the most of each day. I want to say the past 6 months, I've felt more compassion and more empathy and more kindness and even more patience, which is a stretch for me, but towards human beings and towards the planet, animals, especially dogs, animal cats too. I feel a lot more like I'm making the most of every day that I have, and I'm trying to spread as much love and give as much love as I possibly can to people and animals and just every life in general. I really, a year later, that's probably like, I want to say, making them like quadrupled. Like I really am trying to do my best to get as much as I can out of every single day and make the world a better place. Like to make people feel good about themselves. Like, when I greet people now, I greet people with a hug or a big smile or, hi, how it's so nice to see you. Like I try to make people feel really good about themselves. That's really important to me. And I don't know how that happened. And I talked about this in another video. I'll drop the link to that down below about how I have more compassion. And I don't know why. I just do. And it's a weird thing, but it really is a lovely thing. So the next clip, take care of your health. Important to take care of your health. Very important. So I did quit smoking in February of this year. The time of me filming this video right now is November of 2025. I quit smoking in February 2025. And if you haven't noticed yet, my voice is significantly different than it was a year ago in the clips that I'm showing you. So I just became more hyper aware of my health. Quit smoking. I don't really drink anymore. I think the last time I had a drink might have been Christmas. I don't even remember. I did have to stop going to the gym, and I'm going to talk about that in one of the next tips here. But I'm doing more yoga. I'm trying Qigong. I'm walking a lot more now. And I'm walking every day. So I do have a scooter, and I am used to be a super lazy person. I used to drive my scooter everywhere, and now I walk an awful lot. So I'm more hyper aware of my, my heart, my lungs, my health, everything. Definitely, we are more aware of our health. And I think a lot of us over 60 are taking the steps to get better, like to be healthier, eating better, going and walking or swimming or doing more, quitting smoking and drinking, like things like that this really just excites me. Like it just makes me feel good that people over 60 are realizing that it's not too late to take care of your health, and they're doing things to live healthier and stronger and, maybe even a little bit longer. So that's really important. Give me a thumbs up if this is resonating with you. And also, before you leave, don't forget to check down below in the shop. I have some really wonderful guides about aging strong, naturally, and healthy. The next point are death cleansing. So death cleaning or death cleansing. Sorry, I always get the two mixed up. So this is funny. When I did this video a year ago and I talked about the death cleaning, people jumped all over that. Oh my God, you're so depressing. This is a depressing video. Death cleaning. What's wrong with you? And people went up one side of me and down the other. And I was like, am I the only person on the planet who's ever heard of death cleaning? So before we move on, death cleaning is something that you do to prepare for your end of time. And you could start death cleaning in your 40s or your 50s. It isn't an old age thing. You should start doing it sooner than later. But it literally is just making it easier for the people, your family, friends, or loved ones who need to clean up after you pass. So that's all it is. It's literally just making it easier for the people that you're going to leave behind. So I still feel the same about death cleaning. I have been doing some of my own. I also went to a community meeting here in the town that I live in Panajachel, Guatemala. And it was about emergency preparedness. If we have an accident or accidental death, are you prepared for your death? Like, do you have a will? Do you have emergency phone number somewhere where you can see them? Do you have an executor of your will? Are there any notes? Is there any kind of documents anywhere that tell anybody who happened to find you dead in your house what to do with you? Like, is there anything? So that's something that I still need to work on. But that's something that I'm taking way more seriously now, a year later. I said that 2 months ago. I am going to look into it. I seriously am. I still feel passionately about the death cleaning and emergency preparedness. Very important. Let's get to that next tip. I think you need to take that trip. Don't wait. And I am a traveler as well. While I'm still strong and young and healthy, I want to go to these places and I want to enjoy them. I want to travel. I want to meet different people. I want to experience different cultures. I still want to do all that. And when I'm 85 or 90 or 100 and I can't travel anymore for whatever reason, I want to be able to say, you know what, I went to the places that I really wanted to go to. I don't want to be in my 80s or 90s and have all those regrets going, oh shit, I wish I would have went to Colombia. I wish I would have went to, I don't know, Morocco. I want to go to those places. Take the trip. And I'm planning trips for next year, God willing. That travel to me now is more important than ever because while I am still young and healthy, I want to be able to go to those places. So that hasn't changed, and that's actually become even more important for me, is to take those trips and make those plans to do that. So, and you should too. So the 7th or 8th, I'm sorry, I don't even know what number we're on anymore. All the aches and pains, they are a reality. Can we talk about aches and pains? So a year later, I went through something quite serious with my health. This year, I had severe, debilitating back pain that had me knocked out, crying in pain, couldn't move, couldn't walk, hurt to breathe. It was really, really bad. After a series of tests and exams from all the doctors here in the labs, and I've been everywhere, I still haven't gone for my MRI, and I still need to do that. It appears that it's probably a spinal issue. I originally thought it was a kidney issue. This literally just popped up out of nowhere, literally nowhere. One day I was fine at the gym working out, lifting weights, not huge weights, feeling strong and healthy. And the next day, suddenly I can't get out of bed. A year later, aches and pains still creep up. I am dealing with this back issue. I do have it under control because I started doing yoga and I started doing qigong, and I've changed my diet. I've altered my diet. No sugar. I quit smoking. I quit eating sugar. Mind you, I still do eat sugar every now and again. Truth be told, I'm not perfect, but I really have altered my diet. So I don't go to the gym because it was really hurting to go to the gym. I just couldn't do it anymore. But I do resistance band training here at my house. So I do have resistance bands. So I'm just taking it easy, but I do yoga every single day. And I literally do it's beginner yoga, back pain yoga, lower back pain yoga. I do gentle yoga, and that's helped a lot. So aches and pains, still dealing with those. A lot of people, in a lot of the comments that I get from people who've watched videos, aches and pains is number one. My knees, my hips, my back, so many of us over 60 are burdened with, all this pain that literally, just came up out of nowhere. And so many women, I was strong and I was just like you. And then all of a sudden, I can't, my knees and my hips, it literally just pops out of nowhere. I don't know why. It just does. And that's still true. A year later, aches and pains still pop up. I think we're on number 8. We do lose friends. I know I talked about this earlier, but we do lose friends. A year later, I have even way fewer friends than I did a year ago when I did this video. I have even less friends. And so here's something not funny, haha, kind of funny. This year was the first Thanksgiving, the first celebratory day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, that I didn't have turkey. I didn't have people over. I did Canadian Thanksgiving. I didn't have dinner. I did nothing. This was the first year in 10 years since I've been in Guatemala that I did not celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving because I've lost that many more friends. I've also become a little bit of an introvert. I don't go out of my way to try to make friends anymore because it's exhausting. Like, it's really exhausting. And I have a very tiny circle of friends, and I know that I can hear, and I know I can, just text or WhatsApp, hey, Ellie, hey, Laura, hey, whoever, and, you want to go for Rachel, you want to go for coffee, do you want to meet for lunch, whatever. To actually go out and make new friends, it just isn't happening. I don't have the mental bandwidth for it. I don't have the energy for it. And a lot of people over 60 say the exact same thing. I can't be bothered. I'm okay with the friends that I have. My sisters are my friends. I have a very tiny circle that I appreciate, and that's okay. So a year later, I have fewer friends. First Thanksgiving alone. I think I am going to be celebrating American Thanksgiving though, because I'm going to be making some pumpkin pies. But yeah, so friends lose friends. And another thing too is that I found that since after 60, I don't have much of a filter anymore, and I don't say mean things. I don't say mean, hurtful things to people. I'm not rude. I'm not anything like that, but I just don't have a filter, and I don't put up with bullshit. And I don't want to talk about gossip and drama. Oh my God, can you believe? I don't want to talk about negativity. I don't want to talk about politics. I just can't be bothered. I hate all that toxic, negative conversation, and I'll just step away. And I think people are like, oh, well, so much for Eva, because it doesn't interest me to talk about shit like that anymore. I have no desire and zero tolerance for it, especially for the bullshit. Zero tolerance. Number 9, great. So this is our new kitten, Gracie, who's been making biscuits on my lap for the last 10 minutes. Because the last video I had Miss Stinky Pants, the white cat, and she was alone when I did this video. So now we have Gracie, and she is a holy terror. She is a really, really bad cat, but she's really adorable, and I love her to a million pieces. She's the cutest, silliest, zaniest cat I've ever had in my entire life, or even seen. She's so bad. Anyway. Don't care. We already talked about that. The don't care. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you think about my tattoos. I don't care what you think about my nose ring. I don't care if you think I look 85 when I'm telling you I'm 63. I don't care if you think that I'm lying. I don't care. I don't care about your opinion of me at all, ever. It means nothing. And it surprises me that you think that I care about your opinion, about the way I look, the way I dress, my tattoos, my nose ring. It surprises me that you think that I would care about that. I don't care. And you also should never care about what people think about you. And women still do. And I'm like, oh, please don't do that. It doesn't matter what they think about you. You're amazing just the way you are. And people are hurtful and they say horrible, ugly, mean things. Just let them do that and just let them be. You need to ignore them and walk away. They're hurt people and they just want to hurt you. Don't. Do not give them an iota of attention. Don't. The last point is that we do think about death an awful lot. Now, this is kind of funny because a year later, I actually don't think about death as much as I used to. I don't know why. Maybe because I quit smoking and I feel like I'm going to live 100 years longer. I don't really know. Some of my friends have died. I just lost a dear friend this week. People around me are dying, people younger than me, people my age, but I don't really I'm not really afraid of death, and I view death very differently. So one funny thing about this is that when I talked about death a year ago in this, the original video, oh my God, you're so depressing. What's wrong with you? Why are you talking about death? We're all going to die. we're born, we live, we die. That's reality. That's not depressing. I'm not the Grim Reaper. That is how life works. We live, we die. So it's a reality. And I am by no means a depressing person, but that's just part of life. Part of life is death. But I don't think about death as much as I used to. I don't know why. It's the weirdest thing. I know I'm going to die. I wonder how I'm going to die. And in thinking about death, I do still need to get my plan ready, my documents, my emergency contact numbers, what I want with my things, what am I going to do with my cats in the event that I die, before my cats. And it's kind of funny because I actually messaged my son who lives in Canada. I said, hey, this was right after the emergency preparedness meeting we had here a couple of months ago. I messaged him. I said, when I die, will you take my cats? And he's like, shut up. What are you talking about? He says, your cats are going to die before you. So I think my son still thinks I'm 42 years old and I have another 50 years to go. But yeah, I'm definitely going to look into start being more prepared because anything could happen, right? I mean, I could get hit by a bus. Anything could happen, seriously. So I need to be more prepared for that untimely or timely or whatever death thing. So anyway, that's the dish. I just wanted to go through this video and do the 1 year later and see how things have changed and what hasn't changed. I was actually surprised when I rewatched the video about how my thoughts have changed about certain things, like really not giving a shit about what people think about me, like zero, give a shit meter broken, really, that's changed significantly. And I'm really proud of myself because I've been a people pleaser my entire life. And now I'm like, yeah, we're not doing that. I'm just not doing that. And the compassion, I really love the compassion part of that. I feel so much love and I feel a lot closer to God and I feel a lot closer to my faith. And it's just a really warm, loving feeling. I find with that, it helps me not have negative thoughts. Not that I don't have negative thoughts. I don't have hateful thoughts like I used to, if that makes any sense. And I'm not hateful like I want to kill people, but I don't have those thoughts as much anymore. And I have more compassion and I do my best to be a better person, a more kinder human every day. I'd love for you to actually take note of that. Make notes about how you feel now, about the things we talked about. And then in a year, look over those notes and see where you are in a year and see how much you've changed. Because, we change a lot, year after year. And I think sometimes we don't realize how much we change until we look back and go, oh, wow, I'm such a different person today. So better. I mean, I always hope that we always try to become better. Hey, did you just bite me? Brat. Better. Oh, I told you she was bad. Please don't. Why are you biting me? Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I love her. So anyway, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment. Let me know how you feel. I want to know your thoughts. Let me know how you feel down below. Drop your comments down below. And I don't know if you can see that she's got her jaw wrapped around my arm. Gracie, ow. Don't do that. I love you and goodbye from beautiful Guatemala. Are you done? You're that girl.